Hello legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast episode 370. Yeah, it's a round episode. Maybe not a milestone, but 370, a nice round number, which is amazing, to be honest, because I was expecting this project or kind of journal to be much more difficult to keep up with, because if you're listener or watcher or reader of the blog for quite a while, then you know what this project is all about. But if it's your first time seeing me or listening to me, or maybe reading my blog and accidentally clicking that YouTube video that is embedded in the post, then let me just quickly explain to you that this project called Blunt Force Healing was spun up in a hunch, in a moment, to try and tackle again in my life the procrastination and try to build the actual habit or routine that I can stick with, because it was always difficult for me to do that long term. Of course, like everyone, I have routines and habits that are probably not so beneficial to me, but I wanted to do something that will keep me in check and keep me accountable. So I decided that I'll start a blog and I'll make sure that it's the least friction blog possible. So I won't be thinking too much about what I will blog about, how long the blog post will be, etc. I just decided that I'll create the blog, start with a couple of lines, and try to write something every single day, and I'll see how it goes. So initially, if you go to the blog and check the actual, I think I even applied category where you can click first 7 posts or first week. There's a section like that, and it will display you the very first 7 blog posts if you're trying to start your journey and you would like to see how it looked in my case, because you might be now entering the world of Blunt Force Healing at episode 370, when the blogs are a good one-pager posts with the video, with some photos added, etc. But it wasn't like that at the beginning, and I want people to have that opportunity to easily click and see that this thing just started. Simple, cringe, and whatever you want to call it. And here we are, 370 days. We just recently celebrated the milestone or anniversary of 1 year. I changed the theme of the blog a bit. So whatever you see now, it's the new look for about 5 days or so, because it just changed. It used to be a little bit in dark colors and black, but I think it was a bit more messy than it is now. I did a bit of cleanup in terms of layout, so it's more readable and clear and just tidier. So yeah, this is it. I do it every single day. So every single day I write the blog, I record this particular update. So this is like a proper journal that I do every single day. So you can expect that, some of the posts might be more interesting, others not. Plenty of them are probably dull, because they are about what happens in my life, what happens during the day. I try to talk about struggles that I have and all the challenges that I face and how I solved most of them, so others might get an idea on how to apply it in their lives if they want and if they happen to face similar challenges. today is, as you can probably see, a very gloomy and rainy Saturday in Ireland. Not very surprising, because Ireland is not the driest country in the world, as you would expect. But it's quite disappointing because we had very rainy summer, which is not usual. In summer we usually have half, and we have decent temperature and sun. Sometimes we have a good heat waves. This summer was very disappointing. Out of 62 days of July and August, we probably had about 60 of rain, with just some, break points where it was a little bit drier and windy. But almost every single day there was some rainfall, and we didn't happen to have any day that would be fully sunny and enjoyable, that we could call vacation or holiday in summer. So going into September, it became a little bit better for a moment, and now we are in the rain again. But first half of the day was very sunny and dry and very nice. So we used that opportunity and went to Rosnola, a big beach that is well known in Ireland for surfing, and in general the fact that you can drive into it with a car. So we were just as the tide was starting to pull back, so that was high tide when we were entering the beach roughly. And I wasn't sure, I needed to check that, because when you drive into the beach, you want to be sure that you park your car in the right place to not get flooded. And I wanted to make sure that the sea is actually pulling back, and we confirmed that with different pages that provide information about tides. So we stayed in the car for a moment. We had our lunch that we picked from the bakery shack in Rosnola, got our coffee done, and then we walked as a family along the shore, which was cool. It was a little bit windy. The temperatures are chillier now. It's much cooler than it was. So while the summer was rainy, but it was very humid and warm, now we are getting into those lower temperatures, which, for some people it's kind of depressing. For me, I'm fine with that. I don't like too hot. And also I don't complain when it's a little bit colder, because I like hiking and doing a lot of stuff. And if the temperatures are cooler and you do that, you're not sweating as much, you're much in a better shape, and your breathing is better. I think that type of weather, the mild weather, is much better for activities than any hot or cold weather in general. So yeah, we had a nice walk. On the way we actually found we spotted the seagull that was trying to eat something in the sand, as it was thrown by the ocean. And immediately I knew that it's some kind of fish, probably, because it was too big for a clam, and it was kind of whitish. So we went there with Julian. Obviously seagull kind of flew away, and indeed it was a decent mackerel, probably about, I don't know, 1 foot long, so about 30 centimeters. Yeah, decent, I would say, meal for a human if it was fresh and you pulled it from the water with your rod or whatever. But yes, we just took a picture and went away, and obviously seagull was just waiting for us to bug off, and it came back and ate it, at least quite a lot in the middle of it, because when we were coming back we saw the same mackerel eaten quite significantly, with eyes pulled off and all that stuff. So yeah, a bit of gross view for some of the people that are more sensitive and maybe squeamish, but yeah, it's fascinating, you know, how different life cycles are intersecting each other. Like that mackerel was alive probably yesterday or this morning still. It was attacked by something or by that seagull. It ended up on the shore and it became the life source for that seagull, because seagull needs to eat to be alive. So it's just, sometimes I think about it, it's amazing how this world is so systematic and on automation. And I like that phrase, organized chaos, because it is organized chaos. It all seems like it's random and chaotic, but it is so organized, so well connected, that it's hard to call it just chaos. And that was pretty much it for today. We came back home. Julian played a bit of PlayStation. I did a little bit of cleaning because Elizabeth is not feeling well, the condition, and that, you know, setback is significant. We are waiting for that flight on Tuesday to go to Poland, and on Wednesday we'll be in Wrocław, which is south of Poland, in a clinic where hopefully she will get injection that will be successful and will get her back on track in terms of, you know, mitigation of the symptoms, so she can keep going with her rehab because it's very painful at the moment and very difficult for her to do stuff. And also she just got 1 or 2 clients more for her personal training, so she wants to pick on that and help those people with mobility and exercises and the lifestyle, and she can't because of that condition. And also, you know, that mobile sauna on a trailer that we want to pull off as a side hustle is on hold at the moment because of that. So we're going on Tuesday to Poland. I initially booked flight only one way to have that ability to maybe find some way to come back to Dublin in Ireland before 2nd of October, because we already had booked tickets for our holidays this year. We were hoping to go to Portugal, but obviously now those symptoms went so bad and we have to fly to Poland. It's very likely that we will lose those tickets, and airlines are not helpful. They are really milking every single penny of people, and it's quite sad because I could potentially shift the dates. There is a possibility to do that, and I'm happy to pay the difference between the tickets because they are slightly expensive, but then they add on top of that €45 extra charge per person per ticket, so each way, which means €90 per person times 3, it's €270 extra for just moving the tickets that you already paid for, which is ridiculous, on top of the difference between the ticket price. So it will be cheaper for us to probably book fresh new tickets. These will be gone, so that's free cash for airline. So it's not ideal, but what can we do? Today I decided to book the return flights, quite cheap, for 7th of October to come back to Ireland. So that means that basically we won't be able to fly to Portugal at normal time, because we had tickets set for 2nd of October and we'll be back in Ireland week after, well, 5 days later. So this is gone for good. There is still return flights booked for 13th of October. So if we come back on 7th, and for some reason in the meantime I will find a ticket from Dublin to Lisbon or Faro or somewhere in Portugal for the same day or even the next day, and we would be able to use that, that would be great. sorry, I had to move car a little bit because I see that there's a older lady that had a bit tight space to pack her things. So yeah, so that's it for today. I won't be dragging for too long. It's already 15 minutes. We'll see how it goes. I still have to pick some groceries and make fajitas today. So I'll go there, write the blog post for today, and see, maybe I'll manage to do something tomorrow. It's supposed to be raining tomorrow as well, but if it's a heavy rain, I'll likely try and do something like I will go to the forest and maybe try to see if some mushrooms are starting to come up, because it's definitely hiatus in that space. But if it's just a drizzle and it's patchy and sometimes it's sunny and it's only kind of, here and there, I might even consider going for some hike. So stay tuned. Have a great rest of the day or evening, wherever you are, and talk to you soon, which means tomorrow.